They were saying that they did another one, but the resolution wasn't good.
Oh, really? Did they redo it?
Well, they did a different picture.
Oh.
Wow.
Wow. Oh my God, it looks so great. Really great.
Yeah.
God, I feel kind of fake because there's a camera, but I'm genuinely, like, totally impressed.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm a filmmaker. I make movies and I write stories, and I also perform live.
I'm an artist and I teach at Portland State University.
And when I met him, I was just out of high school, and he had started a gallery that was near my parents' house called Gallery Here. It had all these really interesting shows that were kind of similar to this. You know, he would have like someone hold their garage sale in the gallery instead of in front of their house. And
so we were talking about that, and then also thinking about how the internet would allow us to broaden the audience.
She rushes down the hallway through the bedroom door. She goes into the dressers.
Could you come with me? What is it, Michael? Just come with me. Okay. He won't hurt you. It's okay, Michael. Get her downstairs. He won't hurt you.
When Angelique invited us to Moo, it was sort of like, well, how could we do this? Because it always kind of has side project status, and so sort of in the spirit of the project itself, we assigned the task of curating a Learning to Love You More show to this group of curatorial students at CCA.
Some of the ways that we've described it are the idea of following a recipe to make a cake. Sometimes you need a starting point like that, and it's because you, rather than the obligatoriness of school where you're sort of forced to do the assignment, in this case we're offering them out to people who want to do those things.
And I think that's a lot of how both of us get our inspiration, is from being really curious about how people are doing things. Like, we've seen one thing we like in the world, and we're like, well, what if we could just see a whole bunch of examples of that?
Like an archive of parents kissing. And I can't just go to a museum or the library to find that. And so through Learning to Love You More, we can sort of put into action this construction of an archive that doesn't exist but that we would like to see. It might not have happened 10 years ago.
It's way more global now. We're now getting reports from
Eastern Europe, Asia, South America, Africa even.
Yeah.
But it has an aspect of the project itself, is that when someone does a report, they become invested in the project. They sort of own it, and they tell their friends and family, oh, look at this thing that I've done that's on this website.
Yeah.
People will go and look at it because they know that person, and they'll be like, oh, well, that's interesting. I just read da-da-da's life story. And then they realize, oh, I could do that too, or I could do one of these other ones. And so then they do it, and then they do the same process, and so it just keeps spawning out.
They don't call it the hardest job to get productive. If you let me go.
But the nice thing is there's no, I feel like in a way YouTube creates people's willingness and interest to make stuff and put it online, and then they just get, ambushed once they make themselves vulnerable at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a kind of unsafe territory.
And the other thing that happens on YouTube is you wind up with tons and tons of just commercial stuff. I mean, I think there are really interesting things within that mix, but you have to sift pretty hard to find them. Learning to Love You More sort of adds a layer of filters that sort of gets rid of a lot of that stuff.
I have to make a call. But also I think we work hard to kind of, like, if we have an assignment like braid someone's hair, we actually say, like, we don't want to see your face, we just want to see the braid, because there's so many people dying to put their face on the internet, and it's like, well, let's see what the back of your head looks like,
Right.
And for this project, what we did was we went through every single piece and either decided we liked it for the show or we didn't think it was right for the show, which the students then picked their favorites. And at the same time, we were also making a book, the Learning to Love You More book. So that edit process, served us for the book too. And then we had to keep refining it.
We were going to end it a couple years ago.
Yeah.
When we got to that point, we suddenly realized we don't need to. It's not really taking up that much time. It's largely an enjoyable process. I have a feeling at some point we'll cap it off, say no more assignments, and then leave it as sort of an archive.